Crime, Cocktails, and BS. We are your hosts. I'm Alex. This is Kaisa. And today we are so excited because we have Gibson Johns from Gabbing with Gib with us today.
Hey.
Hi
Seriously, we've
guys.
we've been following you for forever, so this is like kind of a dream come true for us. A
Oh
little
my God.
It is.
bucket
Well,
list check off.
I'm happy to be here. I first of all, I love the name. It's a very good
Oh,
name. No, but as I told you, I'm any excuse to just talk more about the shows and everything. Like, twist my arm. So I
yeah.
appreciate you
Appreciate it.
inviting me to come on.
Yeah, no, same thing with us. Any excuse to talk about what's happening, we're ready for it. So to jump right in, like, can you tell us and our listeners how Gabbing with Gibbs started and how it's evolved over time?
Yeah, so I used to work at Yahoo and I had a show with them where I would do a lot of interviews. And then just, corporate media politics started happening and I realized that like I was creating something that I didn't own for another company. So I basically fought like really hard to be able to start a podcast on the side of my job.
Mhm.
And I started it and then a month later my whole team got laid off, including myself. But I had
Oh
been
my
there for so
God.
long that I had like amazing severance when I got laid off.
Mhm.
I had been there for 8 years, so I was just sort of like, if there's like any ever a sign that I should just like try to go for this full time, like
Hmm.
now
Yeah.
is the moment. And that was almost 2.5 years ago. So we're just still hustling and we're making it work. But I would say that like the evolution of it, um, I think just differently from like the other show that I did, like just because it's mine, and I
Mhm.
just like I was so I had been trained so much to sort of like work within the confines of what I was like allowed to be doing, and then owning your own show and doing what you can just do whatever the hell you want to do. And like I could release 2 episodes a week, I could do four, I could do all interviews, I could do all like other topics. Like I tried to push myself to like just be a little bit less restrained and flexible in terms of form and format, um, and also doing things on like solo hosting was really new for me, like just not having anybody to talk to sometimes and just talking to
Hmm.
Oh
myself.
my gosh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's sort of how we got here.
that's amazing. And like, what originally pulled you into like the pop culture commentary as a lane?
I always loved pop culture, like for as long as I can remember. And I was communications major in college, which is like the most broad thing ever. And I had interned for 2 summers in New York, at AOL, which like later was connected to Yahoo. And so out of
Mhm.
college, that's where I had my first job, and which was like a writing slash like I was like barely even writing. It was just sort of like managing like a news page basically.
Mhm.
And then like I just saw the entertainment team over to the side, like doing cool interviews and like covering pop culture. And I was like, hey, if you ever need anybody to like, I was basically
Yeah.
like, if you ever have an interview opportunity that like nobody has time for or that you don't want to do, give it to me. Like I
Yeah.
will do it.
Yeah.
And
That's
I
awesome.
basically would like I was interviewing all these people I've never heard of before or since, basically. But like it was such a good way to cut my teeth and like get experience interviewing people. So then by the time that like I started interviewing people that I had heard of or like better opportunities came my way,
Mhm.
I just like felt like I was practiced. And like then leading into Bravo was more because like regular celebrities interviewing them is really cool. Obviously, like I'm not that jaded, but like 15 minutes with a really big celebrity is much less. You get much less from them than you would from like Dorinda Medley or Lisa
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eccleston. Like
Yeah.
housewives, like their whole lifeblood is sharing their lives and making
Yeah.
headlines and stuff like that. And I realized that, so I just kind of like leaned in at a certain
Yeah.
point, and that's where yeah, that's sort of how I got on this path. But it was totally uncharted, and like I didn't really know what it was going to end up looking like. But I still don't.
Oh my
I
God,
honestly
great.
still don't know what it's leading to, but it is what it is.
You're pretty big. Like
Yeah.
that's awesome that it started that way. Um,
Thank you.
how do you decide what's actually worth talking about and covering?
Like on my podcast,
Yeah.
that's a good question. Um, yeah, because there's so many stories that pop up like on Bravo social media accounts and things that nobody cares about even like a couple hours later, it
Right.
feels like. Um, So I guess like in my mind, I really focus mostly on what's happening on the shows or like the trailers that are released or things like that. But then when I guess when just it feels like something is like sticking around, or I don't know, that's really it's a hard question. I think I just go with my gut in terms of what I guess
Hmm.
I'm interested in, but also like if it's totally speculation or if it just feels like I guess like I've gotten kind of a good sixth sense about what is BS and what is like
Yeah.
maybe true,
Hmm.
because there are a lot of podcasts that cover things that like are just so clearly made up, and I just feel like
Yeah.
that's just like trying to get clickbaity
Yeah.
listens, and I just don't. I think that throughout my like whole career, one thing that I have definitely focused on is the long game, and like I would much rather like cultivate a listener who can like know they can trust that I'm picking things, I guess, pretty well, and not tricking them into listening to my podcast or like not making some big salacious headline that's just going to be like, you know,
Yeah.
what I'm actually saying doesn't match that.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I feel like it's easy to get easy clicks these days, but
Yeah.
I try to avoid doing that,
Yeah,
I guess.
Awesome.
yeah, no, it's also really nice because I feel like there's so many out there that use that clickbaity title, and then you start listening and you're almost through the whole episode and you're like, where's
Right,
the what I
exactly. You
came
don't even
for?
know. Yeah, yeah, totally. And like if that's your
Yeah.
game, that's like that. Not
Bless.
hating. It's just so not my vibe and not
Yeah.
what
Totally.
I go for. Um, because there's so much of that. There's
Yeah.
Sometimes I cling to it and I'm like, Alex, and then she's like, is this real? And then I look it up and it's not real.
and like the thing is that's part of it is like part of it is I think whoever's making things like this up, like they know that they're playing to what we want as fans and
Hmm.
viewers a lot of the
Totally.
time, and so like we'll spread it. And also I guess I've sort of learned this from like the inside baseball part of it is like
Hmm.
sometimes when things leak or they make an art like make a headline, like it's really strategic on like somebody
Yeah.
leaked that for a purpose and they did that to like it might not be true, but it might be their way of like forcing the network's hand to do something or
Right.
to like test the waters and see what people might think of this before they actually make a decision about it. Um, so like for example, like the news that Dorinda was joining the new
Yeah.
like Roni show that leaked at a very opportune time after Jill got fired and the show had like all
Right.
this like bad juju around it.
Hmm.
And then I don't know who did this, but somebody leaked it that Dorinda was going to join a week before it was announced. And I think that was a way of like really strategically like having people forget about the Jill thing pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And here we
Mhm.
have this like liberal woman who we all love joining the show that's going to
Yeah.
like help clean up the image of the show, like, and it kind of worked. Like people I think automatically thought more positively about what that show is going to be if Dorinda's going to be there.
Oh
So
yeah.
Yeah.
that's a recent example that I can think of.
So
Yeah. And
excited.
then there's like the AI of it all, like the AI of it all too gets me every
I
time and I feel
know.
really stupid. Like there was that post recently of like Apollo and Nene making out and I was like,
Oh my
"No
God.
way." And I was
Yeah.
like, "No, that's absolutely AI." But for that 1 second I was like gasping. I was like, "This
I know.
cannot
It's
be
like
true."
scary. It's honestly
Yeah,
scary. I'm
it's
like,
crazy
because
how real it
I'll fall
looks.
for things too sometimes, like especially
Hmm.
like the really realistic photos.
Hmm.
And I'm just like, if I'm already falling for this stuff, like the AI is gonna get
Yeah.
better and better and better, and I'm just sort of
Yeah.
like, we're doomed. We're doomed
Yeah.
in that regard. Like,
I
damn,
know.
I thought
Yeah.
I was smart.
I
It
know it
really
really makes
tricks
me
me. Yeah.
yeah.
Like the animal videos and stuff. I'm like, oh, this is so cute. I'll send it to my sister. And then she's like, that's AI. Like,
Everybody
great.
has to have that one person in their life that can be like, girl.
Yeah. Or a fact checker.
Oh my
Seriously.
God.
Oh my God. Yeah. So like do you feel like there are any moments or a particular episode that just like took a life of its own from you, like just blew up and
Yeah.
went crazy?
I mean, it's usually an interview with somebody from a show
Mhm.
that will do that. Um, and it's also because like I'll do an interview and then I have to figure out what I'm going to clip out because I
Mhm.
work with a great video editor, Riley, who I'll ask her, I'll give her like the time codes of the portions of the interview that I think are most interesting or like would get people to watch the full thing.
Yeah.
And usually those are the most interesting moments or some interesting moments. And the clip is what really can take on a life of its own, because like that's kind of what I love about having a podcast is like if you listen to my podcast and you go deep into an episode, like you're somebody who probably listens to most of my episodes and
Mhm.
trusts my voice and whatever. But the clips like reach a lot more people, and they can you don't know who's watching those. And so
Oh yeah.
the two that I think of are Janet from the Valley. I interviewed her, and it became a storyline on season 2 where she had like made a claim about what Zach and Kristen had said about her
Mhm.
pregnancy. Don't have to rehash everything exactly what she said, but that was like a huge thing. And then
We
the other
listened to it,
one,
don't
yeah, and
worry.
then the other one was, and this was really this was me kind of redrudging something up, because when Wendy got arrested,
Mhm.
I remember that I had asked her about her robbery a year
Oh
prior to that,
yeah.
and I was just sort of like, I need to go watch this, like because I asked her about it totally innocently, being like, I saw this in TMZ, like, did you get robbed? And so I was like, okay, we have to clip this again. Like, we have to put this out there, because otherwise people are going to find it and like present it
Yeah.
in their way. And so I wanted to like at
Mhm.
least control how it was going to reemerge, because even like after I reposted it, people even were like, oh my God, I remembered her talking about it on your podcast. Like
Mhm.
people had still, it wasn't like no, everybody had forgotten. And so I put it out there. I did not expect. I knew that people would be interested in watching that, but I did not expect like how much that blew up. It was like,
Yeah.
you know, everywhere, and I signed a release to have it be on the show, but I kind of think that they aren't going to use it,
Really?
because we've already seen the footage of
Mhm.
them
True.
on the reunion, and maybe it'll come up in the third part when they ask her more about the robbery and stuff. But um, I thought they were going to use it for the show, and I guess they hadn't. But it definitely took on a life of its own, no question.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
There's so much out there. How do you stay tapped into all the shows without kind of frying your brain or getting exhausted? We're trying to balance
Who
that.
says I'm not frying my brain? Okay. Like
Actually,
it is
though.
right now. It's a lot. It's a lot right
Mhm.
now,
Uh-huh.
especially with the traders, because like
Mhm.
Yeah.
the traders, at least from like the way that I've decided to cover it this season, it like kind of requires me to be home at 9 p.m. and watch it when it drops on Peacock, and then do the posts, and then cover it the next day on like it's the timeliness of that I think is different from other shows,
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
I also don't want to be spoiled. You know, I want to watch it and with
Right.
everybody else. And um, I don't know how I do that. I think that I think I guess in my mind, like I do like prioritize certain shows that like take precedent over everything else. You know, like I love the Valley Persian style right now, but I'm
Oh my
not really
gosh, me
covering it on
too.
the show because I just like don't have the time or space to do that. But I love it. And Vanderpump Rules reboot, I don't love it, but I'm watching it. But it kind of is the last show that I'll catch up on, and I'll sometimes let that stack up a couple weeks, honestly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, but I take notes a lot, which helps me remember things, because like sometimes I will literally be watching. I mean, I'm sure same with you guys. It's like you'll watch a show and it's just like in one ear out the other, and that doesn't mean
Yeah.
Mhm.
you're not enjoying it. It just means that we're just like not meant to have this much information in our heads at all about all these people, 6 shows at once.
Yeah.
So
Seriously.
It's
yeah,
so
that's
much.
kind of it. And I also think it's not a recap show, Gabbing with Gibbs.
Mhm.
So like, and I knew that I knew that when I started the show. I was like, one, there are people who do recapping so well already, so many
Yeah.
good ones. And two, like that is just such a like rigid schedule to keep up with every single
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
And I'm more interested in sort of like the bigger picture stuff usually. So
Mhm.
all those factors like let me tap out of the recap game, and
Yeah.
which does kind of let me, you know, sometimes I'll talk really in depthly about Summer House, but then next week I will focus more on Beverly Hills and Potomac or something. I like to sort of switch it up, and I think my listeners like that too.
Yeah, that's how we do it too when we get to the
Yeah.
like Bravo reality kind of pop culture stuff, because you're right. There are so many people out there who are so good at recapping and staying on top of one show. And thank you so much for doing that for the rest of
Yes.
us
We
because
can't.
Exactly. Thank you
I
for your
can't.
service.
We
Yeah.
tried at
Thank you for your
first,
service.
kind of,
Yeah.
It's
but
really hard. It's really
yeah.
hard. And like also it's like such a fine line when you're recapping, because I guess I'll do like a random premiere or something recap, but
Mhm.
like it's like how much are you just like literally repeating what they're doing, or how much do you add your
Yeah.
own flair to it? It's a really hard balance. But again, the people
Mhm.
who do it well do it well. And again, thank you for your service.
Yes, exactly. So speaking of that kind of, there's also the ones that are able to like get on social media and do like their TikToks and reels right when news drops. Like it's incredible. I mean, I don't wish I could be able to do that because I don't think my brain could actually function. But like, how do you feel about like the speed of social media and how it's changed kind of like the pop culture commentary overall?
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, that's also not my game either.
Hmm.
Like, because my first job was really like when I went to the entertainment team officially back at my first job, it was really about the 24-hour news cycle. And like for like 5 years there, I was like, it was like baked into my body to like, if some big celebrity news happened, I was like, oh my God, let me run to my computer and, type up and make sure we're covering it or whatever. And once I broke out of that, once my job sort of evolved at my company, I was like, I exhaled. I was like, oh my God, like I can never do that again. Like it is just so, and so it's sort of like once you do it, there's like an adrenaline of every time. There's an adrenaline rush of every time you recover a story. Like back then, it was like when Kylie and Chloe were pregnant, and
Yeah.
like those
Oh
those things
yeah.
just like pop up out of nowhere, And now I think with TikTok and Reels and stuff, like I bet you it's the same feeling. It's like, oh my God, like, the Valley trailer dropped today. I have to share my thoughts on it. And like having to do that every single time something pops up, even just in the Bravo world, much less
Yeah.
the whole celebrity world, to me, for me, personally speaking, that's unsustainable. And like I would be totally, you know, empty by the end of that. So that's not my game. And I think that now what I've realized is that like I'd rather just like wait a beat and like do like a follow up.
Hmm.
If I'm gonna make a video on something, which I don't even make that many videos like that, like I'd rather do like a follow up thing where it's like really my analysis of it, or really like what can I bring to it that other people can't bring to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and also like the people who do that really well, that is like what they do every day. And
Yeah.
I think I have so much respect for it. I could never do that and make a podcast every week.
Yeah.
Oh
That
my
is
gosh, it's so
like
much work.
it's so much work. It's so much work. And again, I have such respect for it and I wish that I could do it more easily, but
Hmm.
TikTok was already like a big learning curve for me, and like a big like I
Yeah.
had to really I had to push myself to like, film myself like this. Like that is not natural for me. And
No.
and it's part of the game. So I have learned it and I'm good with it. But I had to get over that cringe factor like it was kind of tough. And it
Yeah.
just, I don't know. I'm like a full millennial, and like that's just so not. I felt weird
Yeah.
doing it,
Yeah. Nope. Same with
Us
us.
too.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. First
Yeah.
time when we decided we were gonna do video for the podcast, we were like, oh God, like this is so weird, like staring at ourselves and like what
I
are we
know,
doing? I mean, now it's
but it's
like
part of the deal. It's part of the deal, and
exactly.
also
It is.
it's also so freeing if you can just sort of like not care if you what you look like on these things, like
Oh
fully,
yeah.
like I'm just sort of like I can't like put gel in my hair every time I do something
No.
on a Zoom.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
Maybe in
I'm
exactly.
here
person.
with pink eye today, so
Oh my God,
hi.
no!
That's
I
why
didn't
she
even
has
know.
her
I couldn't
glasses on.
tell. I couldn't tell.
That's why I'm wearing
Out
glasses.
here, I'm like, no one's gonna know. And now
My
she's
Couldn't
gonna
tell,
sister
I
know.
calls me
promise.
poop eye, so that's fun.
You're
Oh,
fine.
that's kind of funny, but that's only because your sister's saying
So
Yeah.
embarrassing.
If anyone else
But
said it, no.
yeah, still here
Yeah.
on camera, okay?
it.
You're good. Yeah. Yeah. But then we also have like the freedom, like we have gotten so much more unhinged as time has gone on
Yeah.
too. And like the clips we put out are more about us chatting and like stupid shit we end up saying, which is great.
But
But
people
like,
like that.
yeah,
Like
people love it.
it's also I think also as millennials, like we were just like so also conditioned to think of like the social media era of like Instagram and
Hmm.
since then as like it being like pretty manicured and perfect, and like it's
Mhm.
totally sort of come back around to like our old Facebook days when you could just like post like a full Facebook album from like a night at your friend's house, and it was just like a million unhinged photos, you know? But like that, I feel like it's that's kind of the vibe of like what people actually like to watch on TikTok and
Mhm.
Instagram now, where it's like much more unfiltered and like kind of unhinged. And so like again, that's
Yeah.
another learning curve I think for us, is to like lean more into that. But it's like, wait a
Yeah.
second, for 10 years we were told this was what you got to do to, you know? So I don't know.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I just think that authenticity wins out, whether it's like
Mhm.
manicured or not.
Hmm.
And that's what I sort of, I'm also sort of banking on, you know, that like,
Yeah.
Us
just that
too.
people will
Yeah.
respond to realness. So
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
Agree.
God forbid we're human, right? Like, okay,
yeah,
cool.
exactly.
Love
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Hello.
Um, so what stories right now are you really focused on or that are in your feed?
Let's see. I mean, the Nancy Guthrie stuff is definitely in
Oh
my
my
feed. I'm
God.
not
Yeah.
covering that, thank God. Because that is like even the stuff that's like popping out. Like even last night, I was like watching TV and then I had to pause the show because I had to watch this
Mhm.
reel, of course. And it
Of
was
course.
like this like really kind of like scatterbrained person who had like a chalkboard behind them and they were connecting. It was
Oh
like an
my
8 minute
God.
video. It was like connecting the Nancy Guthrie stuff with the Epstein files and just
Yep.
like and
Yeah.
then but it was the most like in-depth like confusing thing. I had no idea what the point was by the end, you know. I was sort of wasting my time. But like
Yeah.
so Nancy Guthrie is just like it's confounding to me, the whole thing that has been
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah, we
but
covered true crime and we haven't even really wanted to venture there. It's just really
Yeah.
dark. Like,
It's
that's
so dark.
so
It also
upsetting.
changes every day.
Yeah.
And
mhm.
like all the leads and conspiracy theories and stuff, it's like almost too much for us to like get really into, because there are people out there doing 8 minute videos with their little string and connecting the dots and all that. And we're kind of sitting there like, who do you actually believe?
Yeah.
And like, what is actually going on here that you can really like explain to everyone
It's
else?
like and there's like what is there like there really isn't that much that you can like really explain based in
Yeah,
fact.
Right.
exactly.
Like I see that there are overlapping characters in
Mhm.
like the Guthrie world and some of the names that are in the Epstein files, but
Yeah.
like also with the Epstein files, it's just something that I
No, we couldn't.
it's just like so there's so much of it that it
Yep.
is just like what does it all mean? Like what actually is important from that stuff? Like
Right.
I really don't know. So I'm leaving that up to people who have way more expertise
Yep.
in
Yeah, we
that
also thought
work.
about doing that, and I was like, we could go in any direction
Talk
and
about
it
yeah,
would
you
go
talk
forever.
about like it changes every day. Like they're
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
it's
right.
just like
It's like, how many
um
pages is it really? How many redacted, unredacted, then redacted things are we gonna have to read? Like, what is
and
this?
some of them are like the most like benign random daily
Yeah.
emails, you know, and
Yeah.
it's like that's how somebody's name pops up, which is notable, of course, but does it
Yeah.
mean anything really other than like the fact that they got a drink once, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Well, then you
know.
have the list of the words and what they actually mean, and then you have to go
Oh, it's
back and
crazy.
reread the emails with that pizza equals something else, and it's like, okay, well,
Yeah,
like,
no, that's not the game for me, I don't
yeah, it's like
think.
some of us have full-time jobs, some of us are full-time in
Right.
school. Like, what?
Yeah, I don't have
I
time for that.
no,
Yeah,
no time.
totally. So
I
the
would.
Guthrie thing is definitely in my feed.
Mhm.
Um, I also am loving Love Story, the JFK
So
Jr.
good.
show. And so that
Yeah.
I think my phone knows that I love that. So that I'm seeing a lot of like the actors, but also, you know, Carolyn Bessette and JFK
Yeah.
Jr. photos, which, you know, are just classic.
Hmm.
I love that show. I'm so excited for more of
It's
it. Like
amazing.
so good. And I will say, like, I think the worst part was like the Jackie O part, you know? Like I
Yeah.
think it so I'm glad
I
that
haven't watched it yet, but I'm excited.
I won't say
It's
anything 'cause
it's
you know
You
that
phenomenal.
she's
can.
not you know that Jackie O is not alive anymore. That's
Yeah.
all I'll say.
Yes.
But they sort of tell that story in the first few episodes, and then
Okay.
she's not going to be in the rest, it seems. So that's all I'll say. And I think I'd rather focus on them, you know,
Hmm.
because they're so
Totally.
good, both the actors.
Yeah. No,
Mhm.
they're doing such a great job, and the way that they were able to cast them so perfectly, not just by like, granted, I was like we were all probably super young when they were actually alive and together, but like the mannerisms based on
I
like
know.
video footage, but then also like spot on spitting image of both of them. It's insane.
Yeah. The Sarah Pigeon who plays Carolyn
Mhm.
Bessette, like the way that she's like working her hair all the time, she's always like just like it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like the hair acting, I heard somebody talk about this on a podcast, and I was like, yes, like she is like flipping the hair, and like she works at Calvin Klein. She's like so effortlessly chic, and just I love it. It's so good. It's so good.
I can't
Oh my
wait to
God.
watch it.
Yeah, you're gonna love it.
You're gonna love it.
Yeah. You kind of touched on this earlier, but like more specifically in the Bravo sphere, what headlines do you feel are just like so overblown right now versus like ones that are actually worth talking about?
What is like overblown right now? Um, the one that the story that I have not been keeping up with like every beat of it because there's been a lot
Hmm.
of videos, I guess, but it pops up a lot for me. Is like this doctor who's
Yeah,
like
and
living
Kelly.
with Kelly Dodd.
Oh my God, yes.
We've
Okay,
been
I
really
have
into
no idea.
those.
Okay, can you explain like where it came from? Because I keep on seeing like I'll see like the doctor's response to Kelly, but I
Hmm.
don't know like why Kelly started doing this.
I
I don't
don't
know.
either. I don't either. I just
Honestly, came
know,
out of left field.
yeah.
Didn't
It's so
know.
random. And then
But
today I
like, yeah.
saw that the doctor made a video that Kelly was like calling all the brands that she works with and like shit talking her and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I mean Kelly's just like a terrible person. I'm just like
Yeah.
but then again I'm like
I think it was a
if
statement.
you're like but if you're like if you keep on going at Kelly Dodd publicly like this, like she's gonna do stuff like that, you know? It's
Yeah.
just sort
Have
of
you not
like
watched the show while
I
she was
Yeah.
on
know.
it?
I
And then
know.
right afterwards, like, not. And then all the stuff with her daughter too is insane. Like, cannot keep up
Mhm.
with
I
her
mean, that woman
craziness.
is that woman is, and then the fact that Jill Zarin called that woman for advice
Yeah.
after
Right?
the thing blew
Oh my
up. I
God.
mean,
That's
that tells
so
you everything you
funny.
need
Choices.
to know. Yeah, choices exactly. I
Yeah.
don't think that woman does not know how to handle a public scandal very
No.
well at all, and we
No.
all know that. So
Yeah.
that was a choice for sure. I mean, I'm just like obsessed with Summer House right now. So
Yeah.
like that was just
Yes.
Same.
like so none of that could ever be overblown to me. I think it's just like such a good season so far,
It
on
really
like
is.
in like every way, you know.
Yeah. You posted something about that we need kitchen cameras
Well,
everywhere.
they added this little
They're
camera by the
so important.
stove, and
With
it was
Wes.
not there before. And it's like
No.
I think Sam Bush, Bravo historian, likened it to like one of those like squirrel cams, you know?
Hmm.
Like it's so it's seemingly such a random spot for it, but it's clearly like a corner that they felt like they
Yeah.
did not have covered before. And thank God
Mm.
that's how we saw Wes and Sierra cuddling as making mac and cheese at 3 a.m.
Those
So
Love
precious.
I
it.
appreciate that addition for sure.
Yes.
What do you think about the new people?
I really like them. I
Yeah.
really do. Summer House, as we know, like it's hard to add new people to this show.
Yes.
I always want to say Jest and Wessie, but it's Jesse and West.
I mean, their
They
couple name is definitely Wesley
right,
for
right, for
sure.
sure.
Yeah.
But they were like such an amazing addition a couple seasons ago as
Hmm.
a duo. They didn't know each other, but they really feel like a duo. And but other than that, like we've had so many one season wonders on this show in recent years.
Yeah.
Like so many guys, Lexi last year. Like it's just such a common thing for people not to stick on Summer House, and so to
Yeah.
find in this really pivotal year for the show, which is season 10, we're leading into the spinoff, which will like probably mean that Kyle, Amanda, Lindsay, Carl,
Yeah.
if they're on Summer House in the future, I'm guessing it's probably just going to be like for random weekends here and there, like as guest
Mhm.
appearances, but that's it. So this is really their opportunity to like fill out the house with people that we would want to watch as an audience. I feel like they fit well with Wes, Jesse, and Sierra in particular. And like we've met 5 out of the 6 new people, and I would be happy with all of them coming back already. Like I just
Yeah.
feel like for different reasons they all kind of work. Really, I was talking about this with somebody else earlier today, where it feels like we had the big 3 of Lindsay, Carl, Kyle. Now it's going to be the big 3 of Sierra, West, and Jesse.
Yeah.
Hmm. They're
Yeah.
so cute.
Yeah. I'm not mad at
I
that.
know.
at
I'm
all.
into it. I'm
Yeah.
really into it. I
Yeah.
love it.
It's so good. You also mentioned a couple other shows like Beverly Hills and Vanderpump Rules, which
Mhm.
we're on the same side as you on like it's there.
It's just not hitting in the way that I want it
No.
to hit. Like I give every Bravo show a chance, I really do. And there's
Yeah.
individual people that I like on that show, I guess, but it just there's something missing from it. You
I
know,
like
even like
Venus.
yeah, I like Venus, I like
Yeah.
Natalie a lot, but like
Yeah.
they've leaned away from those people later into this. Now we're more into like the OnlyFans guys and stuff, and
Yep.
it's like I don't know, doesn't hit.
No.
No,
No.
it's not working.
No, it's not
Yeah,
bringing the same energy. We had
no,
Peter on at the beginning of this season, and
how is that?
it was fun.
He's
He's
so
never watched an
energetic.
episode,
Yeah.
but he was kind of giving us kind of like a behind the scenes of this new cast a bit because he's still
Uh-huh,
like an ambassador for Sir.
got it.
Yeah. So it was kind of interesting to get his point of view, and I don't know, Kaisa, if you have any other.
I don't know. He's very entertaining.
Yes.
He's in it for sure.
He
Oh my
is.
God, yeah.
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 Yeah, but I feel like even like the new Vanderpump Rules, I was hoping that it would somehow hit the same as even like early Southern Hospitality, which like wasn't
Yeah.
a perfect show, but at least you could see that like they had potential if they could like fine tune the cast. And you don't feel that same way about the Vanderpump Rules reboot so far.
Yeah.
You know?
Agreed.
Seriously.
Yeah. There's no one you're really like clinging on to and being like, oh, I want to see what happens next with them.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah. But we're both glad, and my mom, who made it a point when she FaceTimed us during our recording last week, to say how much she loves Rachel Zoe on Beverly Hills.
Oh, next question. Honestly, it is like
Yeah.
she is. I mean, there's a reason why we all watched a show that was just hers before. Like she can carry
Yeah.
it, you know. She has the personality. Now she has like a really good personal storyline that I'm interested in hearing about.
Yeah.
And she's also way more plugged into like the interpersonal stuff than I ever expected her to be. Like,
Same.
I mean, now we know that Rachel Zoe can deliver like an on the spot speech at a dinner, and I'm like, I
She's
love
incredible.
it. Obsessed.
Also, she's like subdued and quiet, but somehow like carries the show. And everyone else who's been like a standout character has been so loud. And I feel like she's just chill vibes, but like somehow the most entertaining. I love it.
She has quiet confidence. She's actually
Yeah.
confident. You know, she doesn't have to assert herself in that way to like feel good about herself. You know, I think that she has like she's very self assured, and
Yeah.
the other women
Amanda.
are also like the other women are also down to like they kind of like worship the ground she walks on, and I don't blame them.
As
you
they
know, but
should.
yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah. I
But
mean, I
Amanda,
do. Oh,
I do
Yeah.
too.
well, gifting her own book, signed copy of her book.
Self-published book.
That was the best part.
Oh.
She's like, it's a bestseller, and I'm like, girl, is it?
Where? On your
Who bought
website?
the book? You?
On your website.
She bought it.
Yeah.
She has her
She-
book
she
in her
both
daughter's
bought.
bedroom.
You,
She
yeah, you
pulled
know,
the
like
Sheena.
on the New York Times bestseller thing, they'll have the dagger. She definitely
Yeah.
has the dagger.
100%. Oh my God.
So
Yeah, no,
cute.
she's an interesting add-on, but hey, why not? I guess. At least it's kind of like
I mean, I think. Listen, I don't really like her, but I appreciate the fact that she is somebody that the rest of them do not know what to do with, and she's
Yeah.
challenging them. And the Beverly Hills women love them, but they got too comfortable, and they
Yeah.
they do not check each other enough in a really like legit way. And so
Yeah.
they needed somebody that like this that was really an enigma and wasn't as intimidated by them. And again, do I wish I liked this person more? Yes, but I still appreciate her for what she is like doing to this season, because if it weren't for her, I don't know what we would really be talking about.
no, seriously, she is like the poster child for like the Lulu is the Salulu type shit. Like she is just fully in it. And you know what? I wish I had an ounce of that in my body.
Delulu is a Salulu. I've never heard that. That's a good one.
Really? Oh, thanks.
I have not either,
I've
but
heard,
I
I've
love
heard
it.
Delulu, not the Salulu.
Oh yeah, Salulu is the Salulu. Yeah, don't worry, I got a whole bag
That's
full of
poetry.
random shit. Thank you.
Alex has a
I'm
lot of
coming out with a
sayings.
self-published book. Don't worry about it.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, just following in Amanda's footsteps with that. Actually, a question we were talking about a bit before we got back on. You mentioned that you signed a release to have a clip of yours be on Potomac.
Yeah.
And a huge thing we've seen kind of now throughout a number of shows on Bravo is bloggers or podcasts becoming storylines.
Yeah.
What is like your thoughts on that being like so prominent now? And we also got news, I don't know if it's legit or not, about this new clause for Salt Lake City that
Right.
they can't
Right.
have like that as a storyline. Like
I saw
we just
that.
kind of wanted to
So
get your thoughts on it.
yeah, so the clause, I have no idea if that's real. It came from Dumois, which makes me think that
Yeah.
somebody on the cast put that out there for some reason. That's sort of my inclination, but totally unfounded. And also, there's this really great woman. I think her username is It's Live on Air. She's been on my podcast before. She used to be a reality TV producer, and she'll sort of
Oh,
break
cool.
things down based on her expertise. She'd actually be a great person for you guys to have on your show. And
Yeah.
she made a video about this clause, and she was like, I don't think this is real, and here's why. And she like kind of outlined everything about it in a much more informed way than I could ever, because I've never been on that production side. But in terms of the social media storylines, I feel like there's a difference between like an interview causing drama on the cast, because that is sort of like a part of the ecosystem and always has been, whether it was like a Page Six interview, a Jeff Lewis interview, a podcast interview. That to me is like more legit because it's coming from one of them actually saying
Mhm.
something, versus like why OC got so bogged down this past season, because it was like, who leaked this to which blogger Instagram account, who, at the end we had like the deep fake voice of like, oh, this, I was leaked every storyline by Tamra, and it's like, well, who was that
Yeah.
person that they were calling? And all that stuff I really have no time for on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, when they've been digging up stuff on who runs which Instagram account, who's been DMing. That I have no time for. I think it's so
Yeah.
lame. I think it's so
Yeah.
uninteresting as a viewer. A lot of it's stuff that we can't see at all. Like at least with an interview clip, like they can show it and we can see, Janet saying whatever, or who. So to me, there's a little bit of a difference. But in general, I much prefer all the drama to be based on like something that we have seen done
Yeah.
or said between them,
Yeah.
and then we react to that. That is
Yeah.
the optimal situation in my eyes.
Yeah, there has to be footage. I need the footage.
Yeah.
Need that airplane footage.
Yeah,
Yes.
there has to be airplane footage.
There's
There's
no way
not.
there's not.
There's
How
not.
is there not?
I don't know, but there just isn't. And like
Ugh.
it's
Yeah.
just it's so frustrating. And
Yeah, it is.
Andy did, I don't know if you saw, Andy did he was like on the plane, so he was doing
Yes.
he did a Q&A on Threads, and
Yeah.
he was like, what do you like or not like about Housewives right now? And I said, fewer blogger and social media storylines, and he said, I agree. So
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
if I think they're hearing people. I think that they're, between the clause leaking, Andy saying that, other things from like that have been breadcrumbed, I think that they understand that this is not the move. This is not the right direction to bring the shows in. I honestly think
Good.
Salt Lake City had such a high with Reality Von Tease and
Yeah.
kind of stuff in the next season that still worked. I think that some of the other production companies were like, okay, let's try to have our moment like that. I really think that that's kind of what OC was going for this past season, and it just did not
Mhm.
work.
Yeah.
It's just Salt Lake City is a different show than the rest of them.
I
In my eyes
know.
at least.
No,
Yeah.
agreed. It's our favorite.
Okay.
Anytime someone asks us like, what? I want to get into Housewives. Which one should I watch? Before they can even finish the sentence, I'm like, Salt Lake, just do it.
Mhm.
Don't ask questions. Dive in. Yeah,
Yeah, I
we
agree.
love it.
And not just because it's the least amount of seasons. It's also just
Yeah.
it's Housewives on steroids is what I always say. It's just
They
amped
just
up.
know what they're doing.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, and I guess now we have, so I'm from Rhode Island originally.
Okay.
So I have a lot of thoughts. But what are your thoughts on them coming out with Real Housewives of Rhode Island and the replacement of Jersey, not the replacement of Jersey, kind of?
Yeah. I mean, who am I to not be excited for a new Housewives franchise? You know,
For
it does
sure.
not happen every day, much less every year. Like it's a rarity to get a totally
Mm.
new franchise. So I am excited for it. I think the trailer looks pretty good. I think it's interesting that we have somebody from Bachelor Nation who's like rebranding as a housewife. That's kind of
Mhm.
compelling to me because Andy used to be so against other reality stars
Yeah.
coming onto Bravo shows. So this is a change of heart. Um, I was not aware that Rhode Island had such a thriving Italian American enclave of rich people. I just didn't
I,
know.
Yeah.
Like I had no idea, and
yeah.
I love to be surprised. You know, like I love that it's like kind of random, but it seems promising.
Yeah.
What's your insider intel?
Well,
Mm.
okay.
That's a
One of
lot.
my friends is actually the one of the makeup artists for the show.
Love.
Yes. And she had a lot of fun doing it. And I mean, so Rhode Island's just so small and like everyone knows everyone's business already. So like I'm talking to my mom, she's like, I went to high school with that one's mother. Like
Oh
Yeah.
my
I know all about this one and who she's dating, like whole thing. And then I hear again from her like a day later, it's like my Mahjong group was together and we heard all this stuff. And I'm like, show's not even
so
out yet,
good,
ladies. Like,
so
please.
good.
Yeah.
Because they know like we do this. And she's like, are you gonna talk about this? And I'm like, show's not out yet. Like, not
Right,
dropping things. I'm all set.
right. But you're
Yeah.
collecting the intel. That's good.
Of course. Got my little notebook up here.
Yeah,
I'm
there we
so
go.
excited for the
Yeah.
show.
And I have to
Yeah.
admit, at first, when it got announced, I said to Kais, I was like, not a shot, not talking about it, don't want anything to do with it. But now it's like, we
Come
have
on
to.
now. Like, let's
Yeah.
be
I'm
real. You
making
No,
know.
me
I mean,
watch
I'm
it.
not going to not watch it.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
have
And
to.
beyond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I
and let's
mean,
like know
it's
all the places they're going to. I'm like, okay. I know all the places they weren't
yeah.
allowed to film at. I'm like, this is great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's honestly how I felt when Summer House first started. Like I live in New York, I was doing the
Yeah.
share house thing. I knew they couldn't film at certain places, and you know, it was like you'd hear about your friends who were being scouted for the show. Like none of them actually made it on, but you know what I mean. Like when you feel like the couple degrees of separation from it,
Hmm.
it actually it adds to the viewing experience for
Hmm.
sure.
Yeah. I'm getting more excited.
I can't
April's
wait.
going to be here so soon.
It will be. It will
Yeah.
be.
Oh my God. Yeah. And then any non-Bravo kind of stuff you like, or I know you mentioned Traders. I mean, that's kind of like Bravo adjacent in a way with
Yeah. Yeah,
everyone on there.
Traders. I'm kind of ready for Traders to be over, honestly. I
Mm.
feel like to me, it feels like a foregone conclusion what's going to happen. Um, are you guys watching?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it feels like Rob's going to win. Like, it just
Yeah.
feels
Hmm.
like ever since the house, like Rinna and Candace got out, I'm like a little bit disinterested in what's going
Hmm.
on. So I'm kind of ready for that to be done, but I have enjoyed it for sure. And then, like, otherwise, I mean, I do right now they're not on, but like I do love like, you know, Secret Lives. I love
Hmm.
Survivor. I love like I do like all the other reality essentially.
Yeah.
I can't do all the Netflix stuff, but I am watching Love is
Yeah.
Blind right now. I am watching Love is Blind.
Oh, we need to start watching it.
It's like
Kaisa's a
it's
huge Love is Blind
here's the
person.
thing. I love Love is Blind. It's the one next it's the only Netflix reality show I'll watch and Selling Sunset. It's the only like
Hmm.
gamified one that I'll watch because
Yeah, so good. Selling
I don't
Sunset is
like
good.
yeah. But Love is Blind is if you it's so easy to fall behind on that show and then feel
Hmm.
behind on the conversation of that show. Like they released 6 pod episodes. I was like, this
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
or six and Mexico. Like it just felt like a lot. But it's a pretty good season. Like I feel
Yeah.
like
Can't wait. I haven't started.
Love is Blind seasons are either good or not. Like they're either
Oh
like they
yeah.
can be really bad. And I feel like the last one was maybe really bad. This was
It was
Terrible.
this
awful.
this is randomly Ohio, but it's so good. Like it is
Yeah.
there's a lot of
Alex
couples.
started with last season,
I did.
and
Okay.
so I feel
Oh my
bad for
God,
you.
there's so many classic good ones, you know?
Yeah.
I went back and
Um,
watched them because we had Taylor Rue on
Mhm.
oh,
last
fun.
year, and that was really fun to like go back and watch her season after I'd watched last season. But it's same thing with Love Island for me too. Like I didn't start watching it until this year or this past year, and
Me
I had
neither. Me
my
neither.
yeah, and I had everyone yelling at me like, "What are you doing? You need to go back and watch the season before." And like UK and Australia. And now I texted my
I mean,
sister yesterday being
yeah.
like, "I miss Love Is Blind." Like I need
Yeah.
But like, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I would love to go back and watch Love Island, but like, when am I gonna
yeah,
do that? When am I gonna like,
right?
It's
when
so
am I
Yeah.
much
gonna watch
time.
48 hours of a season? Like, I'm not, I'm like, as much TV as I watch, I am not a great binger.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
not
yeah.
a skill that I have. I watch too many current shows. And I'm impressed when people are like, "Oh yeah, I got through 2 seasons in the weekend." I'm like, "What? How? Like, how do you operate that way?"
Locked in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh
I
no.
can't do it. But
The
I
episodes are
love,
so long,
I
too.
know, and like
So
so much
long.
filler. Ugh, but
Yeah.
it is a good season, so I recommend starting Love Is Blind this season before it
Okay.
gets to the end.
Yes, yes, yes.
And then we're
Yeah,
getting Mike White back on Survivor, which I'm
Ugh.
excited about.
I know.
Oh,
Me too. And I actually, so I've been watching Survivor since season one was on, like when I
Yeah.
was like 8 years old,
Yes.
and
same.
Same.
I've watched every single season except I didn't watch last season, and
No
I
way.
Oh.
I don't. It's this weird thing where I just like couldn't get myself to start it because I
Mm.
heard that it wasn't that good. Like I'm gonna watch it because I'm a completist. Like I can't not. If I
Yeah.
watch 48 seasons of a show, I have to watch the 49th. You know, but
Yeah.
I just haven't watched it. And it's this weird. I think part of it's the longer episodes now, and the new era is a little bit worse for me than
Hmm.
Yeah.
of course, older
I agree.
seasons. But I'm excited for 50. I'm really excited for 50.
It's gonna be so good. It better be.
Oh,
Like it has to be.
epic. It has to
I
be, right?
liked back when they showed like the food struggles, like they're getting so
Yeah.
Oh
hungry
yeah.
and like they don't really show that anymore. It's
Well,
like just the challenges.
did you guys watch the Australia versus the World?
Yes.
No.
Okay,
You
that was what
didn't?
Parvati and Suri and all
Yes.
these other people returned for this like special Australian version. And I like
So
somebody
good.
sent me some illegal link to watch it like last year. But
Amazing.
like it was so good, and I just it gave me everything that current Survivor doesn't give me. Like I feel like
Okay.
old Survivor, like they would show us the drama, and they would like,
Yeah.
but now it's like yes, there's all these amazing human interest stories and things about like identity, and I love that. But
Mhm.
it's like so much like that we don't get
Mhm.
any like cutthroat, like there's nothing edgy anymore about
Yeah.
Survivor. It
Yeah,
feels like, and Survivor was such an edgy show for so long.
it
Now it
was.
just feels like Jeff Probst wants everybody to cry at tribal council.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
seriously.
It feels very curated
Uh-huh.
now.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is like it works sometimes, but I
Yeah.
don't know.
I liked
I
when
feel
it
like
was
it's the curse
messy.
of reality TV, though. It's like now that people kind of know the formula of a show, they think they can come on and be like, okay, I'm going to try to fit this.
Yeah, you're
Mhm.
right. You're right. Yeah, it's kind of across the board
Yeah.
like that, I guess. But
Yeah. We talk about that with RuPaul's Drag Race all the time. That you see
Yeah.
someone come on the show and they're like, I'm going to be this person. I've watched every season. I know how to win it. And then they go out like episode two.
Like this
right.
season
But
is like that. I'm not into it.
yeah.
Well, that's kind of what happens on Housewives. It's like people
Yeah.
come in, they want to be the next Bethany, the next
Mhm.
LVP or whatever it is, and
Yeah.
it's like, no, be a Stacey Rush, who is a completely new kind of person for Real Housewives, and that's why she's so popular, is because we've never seen somebody like her
Oh,
before.
yeah. Look at
You
these
know,
stones. I love her.
look at
She's so nuts.
talk about length, talk
Yes.
about drama, talk about
Talk about
stones.
stones. All of her
Oh,
QVC clips,
queen.
I could go to sleep listening to them. They're
Oh
so
yeah.
good.
Uh-huh.
She's completely nuts,
Soothing.
but I love her. Like she's
No, she's
Me
necessary to
too.
be on that show now.
so necessary. So
Yeah.
necessary. Couldn't imagine it without her at this point.
Right? Honestly, like too good. Love her. Such a nut.
I love it. I love her.
Me too. Oh my God. So when it comes, I guess, kind of like on this line of it being curated stuff, do you feel like there's any trends that like you're just tired of seeing on these shows or in pop culture in general or like any kind of headlines? And are there any that you just like secretly love to see when they pop up?
I mean, we talked about the social media storylines on
Yeah.
Housewives. I'm over that. I think that is like not. It's just not good for the health of the shows.
Mhm.
I don't know. I feel like the things that I like to complain about the most about being online is just like it sometimes feels like nobody has like any actual original opinions, and then when you do post your original opinions about something, you get like torn apart for it because it's like not what people think, not what everybody else thinks. And I feel like I love the Bravo fandom so much, but sometimes like the online fandom can feel that way. You know, it's like
Yeah.
I know that everybody online hates Giselle, but I love Giselle and I think she's great for the
Same.
show.
Same.
But like if you say something along those lines, it's like you're crucified for stuff like that. And so the trend of talking about stuff on social media, like it just doesn't feel as like safe and open to have these
Yeah.
free flowing conversations and disagree with people and like in like a civilized way. And I think we're far past that, but it feels like increasingly more like that right now.
Mhm.
And so like I post a little bit less on Twitter and stuff kind of because of that. 'Cause it just like tires me out. It's like I'll just talk on my podcast about it, you know?
Yeah.
So that's sort of like where I'm at with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm a little disillusioned with it, I guess, talking about them online specifically.
Yeah. No, completely agree with you. It's gotten more cutthroat, and I feel like in the past couple of years it's gotten worse.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we love Giselle, so
Yeah.
Good.
like
By people.
love
Yeah.
Giselle.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're in the right
Yeah.
spot for
We've
sure.
Well, I
talked
also
about that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like it's kind of to me a little bit like like Love Island last season. The conversation was famously so bad, and like that happened with the Traders this season. That
Yeah.
happened. It just happens on so many shows now, where it's just like it feels like almost everybody watching it has never seen it before. You know, it's just I don't know. It's frustrating.
No, completely. It's like, how dare you have a different opinion? Like we saw with Salt Lake City, like I'm looping you in, are not the biggest fans of Lisa Barlow. Like she makes good TV, but like watching her and Meredith kind of share one brain at the reunion in the same color dresses, I'm like, and you're gonna call out the rest of the ladies for like having a hive mind, like don't really get it. But like people were mad. People were like, how dare you? Like Lisa's the best, her and Meredith are fantastic. And we were like, this is just our opinion.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Like, yeah, you should be able to like people and also criticize them. Like
Yeah.
that's kind of
Exactly.
that's kind of part of the deal, you know.
Yeah.
But I think that people like the fandom has sort of become like absolute like adoration, and this person can do no wrong. And if you
Yeah.
say anything that about them doing anything wrong, you are saying that they're a terrible person who shouldn't have a job or be on the show. Like that's not
Yeah.
what you were saying, you know. So it's like people take it to such extremes now.
Yeah. I mean, look what happened to Angel on Potomac and like people leaving those crazy reviews on
Oh
her
my God,
Wonderland stuff.
that was so
Like
fucked up.
awful. Like
I felt so
it's
bad for
just
her.
crazy. I know, me too. It's just like so crazy what I mean, granted, like the fandom is what keeps it going, but what some people in the fandom will do when they really don't like someone. They're almost like
I know.
Swifties, but I get nervous about saying that.
Yeah, bleep
I'm
that out.
really open about
Yeah, right.
talking about Swifties, and I speak my mind about.
Good for you. Good for you.
She's not afraid. I am.
That's brave.
You can come for me.
She's the brave one out of the duo. I get too afraid. We love Taylor. What? Oh, she's
Yeah.
great. Wow. Totally cool. Oh my god. A final question for you, Gibson. What do you think your hottest take is right now with everything going on? Whatever franchise, whatever show, whatever pop culture moment.
Honestly, I think my hot take, and we didn't discuss this today, but the America's Next Top Model documentary has been
We
like,
watched it.
everywhere. Yeah. So
Okay, I
here's
binged
the
it
thing.
actually.
Yeah, me too.
That's
I
one
watched
thing
all
I
three in a
binged.
row. Yep.
Holy
I watched
crap.
all three, and it's like there are so many things in that are shocking and like just totally rewrite your experience of watching that show, you know, as like a 12-year-old. You know, like I just
Yeah.
don't remember half those things happening or having a problem with any of that.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think my hot take on it is that Tyra Banks is not to blame for a lot of that. I think that like I think that she's a really obviously there are things that she should absolutely answer for, and I think that she came to that documentary extremely unprepared. Like the
Yeah.
fact that she had no comment about so many things is embarrassing, and she knew she was going to be asked about some of those big topics. Come with a prepared answer. I don't care.
Yeah.
To say no comment is just like kind of shameful, I think.
I agree.
But some of the things that she's sort of being blamed with specifically, I don't know that they're her fault.
Right.
Like, what happened to Shandy is terrible and it was
Hmm.
totally mishandled by everybody involved. But she wasn't there in the moment on the production crew.
Right.
She was brought in that next day, and that part of it was
That was
absolutely. But I feel
crazy.
like people want to blame her for like everything the show ever did wrong
Yeah.
because she's the figure we know the most, and she's the easiest to put all that blame on. But I think it's much more complicated than that, and I don't, and I, she definitely had good intentions with the show, and I'm not like defending Tyra Banks. I feel like the whole internet is just like deciding that she's a villain,
Yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
like 100%, and I don't think that that is accurate.
I was
Yeah.
texting Alex about that. I'm like, I changed my mind. And
Yeah.
then I kept flip-flopping. I think she's a narcissist and
For
her
sure.
personality is not great. And she definitely didn't like speak up about things after the fact, which is a problem. But yeah, I think it's like the whole group of people, they all melded into one mindset of making the show successful and they didn't think
Yeah.
deeper than that. And it was
Yeah.
like, I don't
And
know.
like the one phrase that you just heard throughout the whole thing, it was like, that was just of the times. Like,
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I'm like, for sure, get it. We all grew up during that time. And like, I watched that show religiously. Like every Wednesday night, my TV was on, whether
I
or not
watched
my
it with my
parents liked it or not.
parents.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same. Like, they had no choice.
Yeah.
But like, looking back on some of the things, I'm like, watching Joni get all of her teeth like
Oh my
Right.
God, I
ripped out
forgot
of
about
her
that.
mouth, like, and apparently all of her like actual orthodontic work was not done, and she's saying that, and like Danielle with her gap, and then I
Hmm.
forgot that like however many seasons later they were like, we love your gap on whatever girl that was, we're
Right.
gonna make it bigger, like all
Mm-hmm.
that. And I think you like make such a good point where, because so much of that info was actually coming from Tyra, she was the one saying it on camera,
Mm-hmm.
you connect it to, oh, she knew the whole time, like this is what needed to happen, she was a part of the decision process in that. But I think a lot of the time maybe she was more just like a bobblehead in that moment.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, like there's so many things that she did not do correctly. Like I believe that there's so much more
Yeah.
she said to Tiffany. I
Oh,
Yeah,
for
believe that,
sure.
what
for
she said to
sure.
Danny after the fact about like, Danny having no career prospects after the show and like that
So
whole part,
awful.
like that was so crazy. Um, but it's just been interesting watching everybody sort of villainize Tyra for everything. But then like the Jays and Nigel should get a show, and it's like, well, wait a second, they actually were kind of complicit in this too. And like I love Miss J.
Oh
I
my
love
god,
J
yeah.
Yeah.
Man. I like they're amazing, but like they also
We're
fucked up in this,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
like
yeah.
even Nigel sitting there and being like, well, I think that Kenya should have like she should have
Fucked it
said something.
up.
Like
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
It's like
that was crazy.
she
He doubled
did.
down on that, and I
That
Yeah.
was
was
like,
crazy. I was like,
again, like
he's really saying that? Does he realize he's gonna get
again, like
attacked?
there are probably five big things that they were going to talk about for sure on
Mhm.
this, which was that moment, the Shandy moment,
Yep.
Tiffany, the teeth of it all,
Yeah.
and like maybe one or two other things. All of those people should have come prepared with like kind of where they were going to take their answer for a question like that,
Yeah.
and it just kind of felt like Tyra wasn't the only one that didn't give the right answers, I think.
Yeah.
But people are sort of like kind of glazing over that. It's interesting to watch it
Yeah.
happen.
It's so weird.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's so many layers to it, and then we're also going to get the like that new show that's coming, like Tales on a Scandal or something. I don't remember what it's
But
called,
Janice is in that.
which I
Mm-hmm.
cannot wait for.
Janice is
She
wild.
she has a lot to own up to as well. And it's like
Yes.
not just
Yes.
because of the times, like calling someone a size
Wild.
4 fat and like
And
going
I
on.
think, but I'm curious though. The internet has made Tyra
Hmm.
the
Mhm.
figure, which again, she is the figure of America's Next Top Model. I just think it's more complex. In the preview that I saw, Janice is like gonna come for Tyra.
Oh,
She
yeah.
calls her like a monster. And so
Yeah.
I'm really curious how the internet reacts to that, because is Janice sort of coming for the existing villain Tyra, gonna sort of like blanket over all the fucked up shit that she said throughout that show?
Right.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Because people
seriously.
are I'm so curious how that's gonna land.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Yeah. And if there is going to be a cycle 25, like, how are they going to do that? I don't think they'll bring Rita Ora back to be the host for sure.
I stopped watching the show like
I did too.
after
I think
the
I think I think I
Myra.
watched maybe the first like 8 or 10 cycles, then I sort of gave up on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was also, I was just sort of like, okay, you think that all of these people who just watched 3 hours of this stuff about America's Next Top Model have it in their appetite to watch another season
Yeah.
of this show led by you? Read the room. I mean, that
Right?
tells you kind of everything you need to know about like where she's coming from and her narcissism and like that.
She needs to focus on her ice cream shop in Australia and like
Her hot ice cream. You know, she sells
Yeah.
hot ice cream, like her it's like melted ice cream. It's so weird. I don't
Oh
understand.
my god.
again, Delulu. It works.
Yeah,
For some
but
people,
it's the
it's
Salulu.
the
for her.
Delulu. Oh my god, exactly. Oh my god. Honestly, so happy we talked about that because
Mhm.
Yeah, me too.
we've been texting back and forth about it being like I
There's a lot to say.
consumed it. Yeah. And like just the Tiffany part alone. Like opening up the actual like docuseries with that clip and then
Mhm.
all of the shows that have covered it. Like I'm an avid Family Guy watcher. Forgot Family Guy did a little thing on it. Like
Yeah.
other shows, like
It
whole
was the
thing.
moment. Like that is
It
like
was.
an iconic moment, and it's been so taken out of context and like so by everybody, all of us, you know, and like I would love to see the footage of the full
The
tirade.
full
Yeah,
thing, yeah.
uncut. Yeah. Also would love
Yeah.
to get like Tiffany's actual perspective on it because like we heard it from everyone else. But like
Yeah,
the
she
person who
posted
actually
like
got
one
yelled at.
Instagram about
Yeah.
it, but nothing like
Mhm.
super specific. Yeah, I wonder if they could have gotten her for the E one because it
Mhm.
feels like if
Mm.
you're gonna, because it's always interesting when like these like when multiple projects come out at the same time about like the
Yeah.
same topic. I feel like that happens kind of a lot, you know. But I
Yeah.
feel like like probably Netflix tried to get everybody. They couldn't
Oh,
get
yeah.
Janice because she probably already said yes to the E one. It's like
Mhm.
exclusive. So I don't know. They should
Yeah.
honestly get Tiffany and have it be like a surprise that she's in it.
Yes. Well,
That would be
hopefully you
that
just
would be
manifested
amazing.
that.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. Ugh. Oh my
Right.
god. Yeah, seriously. Now I just want it to be. When is that? March 11th? Cannot be
So
here
far
soon
away.
enough.
Yeah.
It was so far.
Need it now. Oh my god.
Mhm.
Gibson, thank you so much for coming on. This was
Of
a
course. Thanks for
actual
having me.
blast.
I'm sorry my
Um,
internet went out.
oh my god, don't. You should honestly, the amount of technical difficulties that happen to us every week is diabolical. I swear the internet,
Happened
like
to us.
someone has a hex on
me
us.
messing up everything.
No, you're fine. I swear
It
that there's an Etsy witch that got paid to put a hex on us every week when we do something. Which we want to talk about eventually, actually. But please tell our listeners where they can find you, all the places.
Of course. Thank you for having me. This was so much fun.
Of course.
My podcast is called Gabbing with Gib, multiple times a week, wherever you get this great show. And you can follow me at Gibsonoma on any social media platform. Yeah. that's it.
Amazing. And
Awesome.
don't forget to like, subscribe, and all the things for Crime Cocktails and BS. Listen to us where you can also listen to Gabbing with Gib. Sorry, I am losing my mind. And
It's
honestly, like, the later we record, the more unhinged I get, which is great.
Mhm.
Me too.
Yeah, it's lovely. But yes, please go like, follow, do all the fun things, and catch us again next week. Thanks. Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.